as there was a flash that you got pulled towards something, and you're in Terra's Lean, and there are some agitated guards that were startled a little bit, and they're now pointing blades and things at you. They recognize, one of them recognizes Zita and calms down, and you kind of go through a, we didn't expect you, back so soon, and
Well, here's what we
Been
found.
2 days. What the fuck?
yeah, well, yeah, 5 days later, it's like bloop, we teleported back. Let me change the map back to Terra's Lean, because we've got some gladiatorial fights plus a court case, apparently. Saving the map as Damian.
Everyone's like, "Oh, you're back. Are you guys adventurous? Tell me what your adventures. Do you need my help? Can I do anything? I'll cook for you."
Okay, are you going to report in to Arlen, or what are you guys doing?
We'll just tell Nibbles to go find Arlen.
Okay.
And we'll just let Radamer do whatever he feels he needs to do with the fucking dagger.
You might want to point out the general to him.
And let the general know.
I don't know who this general is.
No, just ask for blah 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 blah. Oh, you know what? Probably won't speak to you. Yes, I will come with you.
General Spankus.
That is not his name.
No.
I don't know his name, I just know that's not it.
I'm trying to find his token. I thought I dropped it somewhere. Not Godiva and Prancy Pants. He wasn't at the T because he's grumpy.
Perfect.
Let me find his token another way.
There's the manager. Map explorer.
Yep. Terra's Lean. We've got Zophial the Black. Godiva is great. Alright, Evander's curious about this, and he is going to go with you, and I'll zoom in to the palace, and Zophial the Black.
What an edgelord. Look at that.
Okay, we'll do the conversation with Zophial the Black. Ahmed, you need to figure out whether or not Arlen normally prepares
He doesn't, but if
restoration.
they come in at night, he can do it tomorrow morning.
Alright,
Alright.
I make some toast.
I'ma make myself some gruel meat stuff.
Oh, fuck it, now I'm scared I'm all alone. I'll be right back. It's fun to play Grizaak. All right.
Okay.
You have rope trick all the time? Like, yeah. Yeah, so Marty, they show up at night, right?
Yep.
So they'll say like, "Hey Arlen, I'm fucked up. Can you prepare this?"
Yeah, you can prepare it for morning. Evander does not have 2 teleports prepared.
So
This is kind of his emergency GTFO.
Is this his cast from the day before or from the day to come?
This current day. The day of the fight, that evening he teleported back.
Okay, so next morning he can teleport again.
Yep. Okay. You find the general sitting alone in a dark room. There's a low burning fire for light, dimly lit by some glow globes that are sort of like floating around at the top. It's equivalent to like a parlor or like a tavern within the palace. Nobody is there, and he's just sitting at the bar in full creepy armor, staring off into the fireplace.
Okay, that's a sign of a man who's
Well,
cold.
that's just sad.
Haha.
General?
At first you thought you didn't hear you, but then there's a slight creak from his leathers. As he shifts to turn, he kind of looks at the doorway at the corner of his eye. He's got this massive bone mug in front of him. His one hand is still on it. Yes.
We encountered some elven spirits along the road. In order to put their souls to rest, we were hoping to complete their final task. It's the 4 that did not return.
Okay, he sort of waves over like it's okay for you to just come and sit down.
Radamer?
Revered General, in this dagger abound are the spirits of 4 ghosts of elves. It appeared that 3 of them were stabbed by the 4th one, betrayed so that they could not return a message. Am I to presume the message was for you? The general, with his pale skin and sour demeanor, grimaces a little bit at the dagger. He nods ever so slightly. Ah. Then perhaps close proximity will allow 3 of these spirits to be released. We are uncertain how to do that for the 4th, the betrayer. Yes. Yes. The Imperials had a weapon. They were supposed to learn about it. No, it wasn't a gun. We knew about those things by that point. It didn't take us long to figure out that their powder explodes when exposed to fire. But they had a weapon. A weapon that did something. To those who fell. Radamer looks over at like Zita, like, do you still want me to give him a dagger?
She nods, like...
Okay. He puts it carefully out in front of him and then just sort of puts it down. The dagger fucking starts spinning on the table. And then it stops for a moment with the hilt towards the general. It now is sliding towards the general's hand. He reluctantly seems to grab it. And there are 3 ghostly images that are appearing, kind of flickering in and out. One by one, they seem a little bit kind of surprised, and then they begin to begin to salute the general. The general just sort of shifts in his chair a little bit and kind of salutes back, kind of like chest bump and hand out. Sir, these ghostly voices are coming from afar. We have something dire to report, General. The Imperials, they have a weapon. We thought it was in that box of theirs, but it's not. It is the box. The treasure of their undying emperor. It is the weapon. It is the reason, General, why the souls of the fallen were not coming back. Why we could not raise the others. Why we could not resurrect or reincarnate the fallen. The general glances at everyone in the room, and everyone speaks elven. He doesn't seem surprised.
The ghosts are still there?
The ghosts bow again. The Imperium must be stopped. We are released. Our message finally arrived, and they begin fading away.
You hear Grizaak say, "I told you so."
There's sort of a flickering fourth one that looks really, really angry and pissed off, but he's not strong enough to manifest.
The servitude, motherfucker.
He didn't speak when they were delivering the message, although he did salute. But he seems really angry. The Imperials do have a weapon. A weapon against the gods. The general just kind of lets the dagger clang down to the table he was sitting at, and just kind of goes back, now both hands on his bone cup.
Thank you, General.
He goes back to staring into the fireplace. Radamer is like, he gives you a curious look. He's like Zita and Evander, and then looks back to the dagger.
She'll like quietly mage hand it back to
No,
it's magical, yeah. He just turned away, so then she'll just kind of like look at him like,
yep.
Take it.
All right, so you walk next to her and you take it, and he actually grabs your hand at first. You notice Evander jumps at this. Find a way toward your soul.
Very well.
His hand was cold.
What?
Cold and clammy to the touch.
Knowledge, religion. Is he undead?
He might be undead. You are
Control
standing
him, Radamer.
really close to him, and his cup looks very, very red. The liquid inside.
Well, I guess that's one way to ward your soul.
And he growls like there's like an animal growl as he removes his clawed hand from your arm.
Yeah, let's back away slowly. Because never talk to this man again.
Vampires everywhere! Evander like looks startled, but you take the dagger and I guess hand it off to Radamer.
Yeah, I will give it back to Radamer.
Okay, he wraps it up and kind of puts it away. He nods to the general. The general's still just kind of staring into the fire.
Yeah, we'll wait till we're out of the room to go, the general's a fucking vampire.
Radamer seems shocked a little bit. I could verify that if you want. Why would they let a vampire wander around in Terrazline?
Part of the agreement for the surrender of Terrazline was that the general would retire. Perhaps they just want him around for his expertise. He does have centuries of battle experience.
It was retire and for the rest of his days serve the caretaker and commander of Terrazline.
Oh, he also serves the caretaker and commander of Terrazline. So, technically speaking, he is a vampire that serves the Imperium.
Why did he become a vampire? What was that about warding your soul?
Well, if one is far more difficult to kill if they are a vampire, and death was a problem, at least the threat of becoming a mindless undead was a problem, becoming a vampire is a solution. If you want to call being a vampire a solution, I suppose, but you won't be mindless.
Vampires have too many weaknesses, says Radamer, reassuring you that he has no plans on becoming a vampire.
Yes, they rather do have too many weaknesses. They're also very powerful.
It's Radamer logic. I'm not going to do something evil, because that's the stupid evil thing to do.
Now, Lich, on the other hand...
He knew
and was likely sworn to secrecy.
Radamer like puts his hand to his mouth, like he might have spoke too loud, even though you're like several halls away.
Yeah.
Kind of motions to leave.
Yeah, and yeah, leave they shall.
A message that was not returned in time. I suppose an elven army would be used to reincarnating their soldiers, raising them. Centuries of experience gone because of one unlucky axe swing or pull of a trigger.
Suicide bombing your like strongest warriors, just having diamonds and like just going, yeah, 25,000 gold piece diamond. Get in there, fight till you die, come back in the morning. Do it again.
This place was a religious center as well, and the coronel worshipped Palor, a god of rebirth and renewal. He knew. He was not surprised, and took it upon himself to get so much weakness, while at the same time strength toward his own soul. What interesting conversations I may have with this remaining spirit.
You enjoy those?
I am in your debt, the both of you. But this arc thing, do you know what this is?
20... No, sorry. 33 on knowledge history?
There were curious speculation as to why some of the major Imperium armies carried around their treasures in camp. Like, this is the great treasure of the Undying Emperor. Why would you bring that into a war zone?
Fair enough.
The most common theory was it was to bolster the troops.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Now
we must defend the Emperor's doohickey, you know, like, and everyone was morale, but apparently this is something you
souls.
you did not know. Yes.
How nice that Damian's not here to know this, because he'd be like, I want one.
You have a name for it now, the Ark of the Undying Emperor.
Yup.
Every brave little boy wants for Christmas. Yes, I don't know what you'd call it.
I wonder whose souls it captures.
There we go. Let us collect nibbles.
Whew, randomly's got a doozy of a question.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was thinking about that.
If the souls are being collected, then that means they are not going to the afterlife, which means that the gods themselves and the planes themselves are not receiving their due. What are these souls being used for? I wonder.
To deny the other gods the souls they require.
Yes, but souls can also, by vile spellcasters, be used as fuel for the fire, so to speak. Demons and devils steal and trick for souls. Daemons can even consume them. It is the food of the multiverse, a currency to some, and precious to all who live. How many of these orcs are there?
Who can say for certain? For some reason I suspect there's more than just one.
If each of the great armies of conquest carried one, there could be dozens.
Across many worlds.
Do you know who might have one? Damian's uncle.
I was thinking the same thing.
I don't know if we should tell anyone about this. At the same time, it seems to be wrong. If we are in the vicinity of one of these arcs, dying is not going to be good. Normally dying is not good. Yes, but spells can bring you back.
We'll keep it to ourselves for now.
Arlen will likely want to know. If not, he will find out rudely.
There.
Maybe this
Let's go
why
find him, see if he's...
the gods are receding.
I'm sure it is.
The
What
Empire
better way
is...
to destroy a faith than to let them... than to take away their afterlife.
And what better way to take away their afterlife than to hold bloody games, drawing all those who think they are doing their faith a precious service will eventually die in the trap.
Perhaps the blood tax is the wrong name for it.
It is a soul tax.
And the Imperium just got that much creepier.
Arlen might go ballistic when we tell him.
Can he be trusted to stay silent?
I don't know how this works. Arlen's god is some rainbow dragon we found along the road. It did not like me very much. I don't think it agreed with my craft. Grizaak's god is some voice in the storm. And while you did not have much time to get to know Mortenzi, he called to something that was also of this world, something that did not have a name proper like the other gods do. I don't know what that means or how that fits. The Imperium has been here for 300 years. These creatures, maybe just as long, maybe longer. But certainly their rise has happened around the same time as the rise of the Imperium. At the same time, scholars and priests speak of the gods becoming more distant. What about the five-faced god? Would this not weaken him as well?
Not if the souls are used to feed the five-faced god. Sacrifice.
Do you know what always bothered me about the five-faced god? What in hell is his name?
For all we know, it's just the undying emperor himself.
No, the god grants powers. We see Arlen granting powers, but gods without names.
He is arguably a small pantheon, I suppose.
Yes, these five faces. Mind you, if this is an artifact not of the Emperor, but perhaps an artifact of faith. It does deal with souls. For it to work against entire deities, it would have to have the power of deities to combat it, or something older, more powerful. A mere wizard, or a lich, or an archmage, if it crafted something like this, and the gods were threatened, that creature would be smoten by divine power. Surely a threat like this, an entire pantheon, squabbling as that family may be, would band together to destroy it. But
Perhaps
pantheon versus pantheon. Now there's a struggle.
perhaps as a token of some sort one can wear to prevent their soul from being taken by the box. Something as simple as the sigil of the five-faced god.
A phylactery.
Of sorts, yes. Come, let's find Arlen.
Yes. Okay, Arlen is having a look at Nibbles at this point.
Yes, Nibbles have very bad day.
So, well, I'm glad you're the only one that was injured. And there wasn't more casualties. These things are quite dangerous.
Nibbles dangerous. Nibbles smash them all. Just
Yes.
longer than he liked.
Good for you. But must be careful.
No, Nibbles very good at smashing.
All right, let's get this. Let's get you all healed up then. What's the check that I need to do?
Heal
Caster level?
No, I think it's just it works.
Oh,
Once you have the spell ready to go, and it costs 100 gold
100
pieces.
gold pieces.
Okay, very glum and gloomy. Zita, Evander, and Radamer are kind of lurking around.
So
Sam and
the emo edgelords are being emo edgelords still.
right.
Are they more emo? Is that?
Does Sam, Ugg, or Edward have sense motives? I think they do. What is up with them? They look like somebody whipped them.
What's the?
You're back. At least some of you're back. Do you go good?
Seems to be the problem.
We've made a rather disturbing discovery, Arlen.
A strange epiphany.
Arlen puts his hand up and points to the room that has the what's it called on it?
Private sanctum?
Yep. Shall we?
Yes, indeed. Go into the room.
Go ahead.
Close the physical barriers for the sound, like doors.
That spell also blocks sound.
Oh, does
Okay.
it? Okay.
So you're going to the room that originally the caretaker cast the Mage's Private Sanctum to hide the shadow artifacts, and all of you are there. Ugg, Edward, Sam are there. I don't know if you're inviting them. They see everyone going in and are curious.
Zita doesn't particularly care if they come in or
No,
not.
no. Arlen's like, come in, come in.
Okay.
Got some news. Go ahead.
It seems we came across an old battlefield, centuries old. I'm in Sweat Plains, and some specters there. They delivered their last goal was to deliver a message to the general, who happens to still reside here in the palace. So after defeating them and bringing Nibbles here for healing, we brought the message to the general to at least put three of them at rest. They spoke of a weapon held by the Imperium, a weapon that might still be in use today.
I believe that they say freeze when they point it at you, and he's making a little gun symbol. Or like
Maybe it's Vorpal's sword.
Yeah, Vorpal, yeah.
No, it's only that simple. It's a box brought to
Arlen's-
battlefields.
Arlen's jaw drops.
What?
What kind of box? Describe it.
I have not seen it. It's called the Emperor's... the treasure of the Undying Emperor. It collects souls. Arlen. The Imperium used it to prevent the elves from resurrecting or reincarnating or raising their dead, and thus replenishing their numbers. What if
I believe I
using
saw
them-
such an item, such an artifact.
Where?
Do you know the construction around the new arena in Vatapor?
She looks at Radamer. Your theory was correct by the looks of it.
It appears.
That is how they plan to wipe us out. That is how they kill faith.
You are a follower of the Five-Faced God. Looks to Radamer.
Zita.
I am not a follower of the Five-Faced God. Weejas is an old god. She is the ruby sorceress, the lady of book and bone. She is the goddess of death, magic, and law, amongst other things.
So, we smash a box?
No, it's not that simple.
How many of these boxes exist?
I doubt they'd be using the one in Vadapol while Vin Vossa sits empty.
So we smash 2 boxes.
There's more than just the 2, I'm sure.
We smashed the more than 2 boxes.
Sam, it goes beyond simple smashing. We need to find a way to
These boxes...
nullify the effects of these
boxes do what? They take the souls?
By smashing.
Quiet, everyone. Now.
Is everyone just me?
These boxes... These boxes do what exactly?
Our theory is they collect souls. At the very least, they prevent the souls from moving on to the afterlife.
Do they store the souls, or do they take them somewhere else?
We don't know.
My theory is this somehow linked to... Well... You could use souls for many things.
Yes, the lower
they're likely using
planet beings use them as currency.
No, they're likely using them for spells or some other to fuel some other
too
powers.
hard about this. Boxes don't work if they're broken.
How many can you break, Sam? Do you know where this box is? Do you know where this box is? It's about 40 feet underground.
Yeah, you see the elemental guys, they just sort of slide down.
Well, I'm sure they've protected that. The amount of magic and the amount of protections I saw going up in the brief few minutes that I was there.
You saw one of these boxes with your own eyes?
Yeah, I believe so. They should have put a cover above the arena when they were doing this work. They didn't.
Ah, that was when Arlen was flying around with his girlfriend.
So
Yes.
she saw the box.
So everyone that dies, yes, I've sworn her to secrecy. She's not to speak of us. Haven't seen anything. So everyone that dies, so let's assume that everyone that dies in every arena is getting their soul taken. And that would explain.
Would that mean you would not be able to do what you did with do what we did with Samuel here and make sure he's the reincarnate?
If the soul is trapped, then there's no way to bring him back.
That is not very good. Good thing we did not die near one of those boxes. Eh?
So we should smash the box. Yeah.
Yeah, smash.
So
Probably
these
pretty good.
boxes are aligned.
You really are thick, aren't you, Sam?
These boxes are aligned to...
Yes. Yep.
How do the
Real
boxes know?
sturdy.
How do the boxes know which souls belong to the five-faced god and which ones don't?
What makes you think it differs?
Yeah, why would
You
it?
said the army brought it with them.
Yes.
Did it trap the souls of the army soldiers, the soldiers themselves?
Would you put it past the Imperium?
Good point.
Perhaps it's as simple as an army badge or a token such as that. Who knows? Perhaps they don't care, and they just collect them all and feed them to the foul, five-faced god. Perhaps they feed them to the Emperor. Who knows?
Some of these are like Things you're not really supposed to say. Just saying.
Which is why we're here in the sanctum, Sam.
Business as usual. No one changes anything. Gladiators, we will be more careful. Much more careful with our fights.
Is there one here?
How can we tell?
There likely will be.
Is there a spell that can let you see spirits?
See invisibility allows you to see slightly into the ethereal realm. I'm not sure what that will do.
Now, if you kill a creature, how small it may be, its spirit will also be trapped.
Interesting.
If they plan on using that Fey realm as an arena of sorts,
Might
my
be in
guess
the Fey
is
realm.
my guess is they'll install one there for the champions that die there. Powerful souls.
Perhaps that might be a chance for us to get a look at it.
Well, he already looked at it. Why don't you just pull it out of his brain?
No. This won't work. The one I saw was score, maybe 40 feet, 50 feet in the earth. Protected, surrounded. I don't know the magics around it, but there was a score of casters around it.
And so what if we smashed one of them? You don't think we would be hitting a hornet's nest?
No, I think the only way that we can deal with this problem is not independently but globally. All the arenas need to be informed of this.
Well, what do you think that's going to do?
All those gladiators that fight for the freedoms will now be fighting against.
I hate
And
a
the
lot of
Imperial-
you. Says Radamer.
I always kind of liked you, Radamer.
It is rebellious what you are.
You are
Suggesting-
fighting.
So
Yeah.
if you use your magics and you're really good at smashing, because you smash one and then they're going to be mad that you smashed it and they're going to chase you and they're going to use their magic to find you. So you smash one and then you smash the next one and then you smash the next one and then you smash the next
I
one.
need
and
to.
then you
I
smash
need
the
to
next one.
speak with my
Sam?
god.
Sam, you're not allowed to make any plans, okay?
I need to speak with my god.
That's nice.
He's
I-
on this. He's
Hey,
on this
magic-
plane.
You're nice to Callie, and that's why we like you.
Covert ops.
Super blue.
What's a spell called? The one lets you speak your commune or something.
Commune.
Commune?
Commune at moment of prescience. Or for you, sending.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, what's up?
Shit, that's right.
Yo!
We're on the same plane.
Hey, no long distance charges. Hey, look at this.
That was satisfying that you guys stumbled upon that tonight. That was good.
Okay.
Just the Imperials and the
Something takes-
vomitoriums are just drinking soul juice.
Sending takes me 10 minutes. I will speak. I will send a message to my dog.
Vomitorium.
I will speak with my god. Ask him about these boxes. What are they called?
We don't know what they're called. sorry. It's just on the battlefield. The treasure of the Undying Emperor.
We know the Empire has the treasure of the Undying Emperor in their gladiatorial arenas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13.
So Zita.
So
Here's my idea. When you use your magic to get so that we can smash the first one.
Oh, stop talking.
They're going to use their magic to find us. And they're going to send their people that can only use the magic to get us, because they have to get us that way.
What? We're not smashing boxes.
No.
We're gonna find a way. No. There's a good time. We're gonna find a way to protect ourselves and protect everyone's.
Well, yeah, yes, but
and
first.
then the boxes will be useless, and then we don't have to fear them anymore.
But here, wait. They use their magic to get to us to smash us, and then when they show up to smash us, we smash them. Hmm?
You're gonna smash the entire Imperial army?
Well, they can't send the entire army for using the magic to go place to place. They have to be like wizard or something.
I'm sorry, they're gonna send an entire group of Imperial wizards and magus?
Yeah. That we
And you're gonna smash them.
Yes.
You're wrong, Sam.
Well, we just gotta get good at smashing. More smashing practice.
No, that's not the direction we're gonna go with this just yet.
Hey, one way is to smash the box and then run away and not let them figure out to smash the box.
Yes. I think far more difficult than it sounds, though.
Yeah, don't get caught with hand in cookie jar while you're smashing the cookies. That metaphor broke down a bit, I think, at the end.
I know, this is one. Sam is grabbing a snack up. So don't die.
Still, I do not think that we are ready to take on the entire Imperium or whatever they can.
we
throw
are
at
not.
us.
No, and
I'm
we
just
still
a
need to
veteran. I'm just a veteran tier gladiator, but there are many more powerful people than us.
You gotta dream big, though.
This is the sending that Arlen sends to his god.
Can you paste that in the?
Empire has treasure of undying emperor in gladiatorial arenas, trapping souls, preventing from passing. How do we protect our souls from this item?
This is a mage's private sanctum that they're casting in. I don't think it blocks sending.
Sending's an evocation.
Bam! It's just like a fireball. It's a message in your face. Make your reflex save versus the message. Weird. All right. Your god responds to something like this.
Oh shit! Rainbow's not available right now. Leave a message. You show up, he's packing his bags. What the
I was in the bathtub, you son of a...
There's treasure of Undying Emperor, 5. Emperor in gladiatorial arenas, trapping souls from passing, 5. You have 2 more words.
please help.
Praise you.
Empire has treasure of undying.
Love you.
Empire.
Love you, bye!
Yeah, I know.
you realize that in 20 years there's going to be like this emoji spell where it's like you send emojis, you get 10 emojis.
I don't have I don't have anything else to. Yeah. Thanks.
All right.
Ciao.
Ciao. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right, so your god responds. Let me type this out.
Don't die. Kill Shadow. Meow.
Okay, now that you have something worthy to talk to him about, he's going to respond. Hey guy, I'm still worshiping you. Love you, bye. No, this is weighty. Not just in arenas, spread blah. Okay. How do we protect our souls? That's a good question.
Told you to stay on the fucking river.
Not just in arenas. Spread like a web across the world. Slowly. Faith in the unnamed. Magic. Do not die in the web.
Yeah, Arlen like closed his eyes, rolled back, head tilted back, is writing the message. Not just in arenas, spread like a web across the world. Slowly faith in the unnamed magic. Do not die in the web. How do we know if we're in the web or not? I'm sharing this with...
Yep.
How do we know if we're in the web or not? I didn't prepare another one. I have to wait till tomorrow.
Maybe it's the magic thing.
What do you mean?
Well, you've got the blanket magic, and then you got the magic that's like the other magic. That's the magic in the middle of the blanket.
Shadow magic.
Yeah, the stuff that gives you nosebleeds. Yeah.
You're talking about the shadow magic.
I
Well,
just...
if one is a blanket and the other one would be the stuff that's the gaps in the blanket.
Are you suggesting that his god does not know all the answers?
That was part of it, but I mean, like...
At least my god is here.
Maybe that's... Well, maybe because they're like a different kind.
Bakob
Yeah.
still grants me my spells. He is still here.
I was talking to Sam.
I'm still here too. Hi.
Now we understand. Actually, no, these guys don't know anything about the gods not responding or messages or anything.
That
Yeah,
is
I agree randomly. I agree.
that is an interesting point. We talked briefly about the shadow plane. Does this also work in the shadow plane?
It's hard to say. Knowledge planes?
You probably need to know what the... Okay, knowledge plane, sure. You may not get the answer you want, though.
How much do the lanes overlap? Could you start sucking up souls that are fighting in the other... Like a war happening in the other plane, you accidentally suck up their souls? That would cause a reason for the shadow people to be like, no, we're gonna go because...
Marty, knowledge arcana.
24?
So you do know that the shadow plane is closely overlapped with the prime.
Yes.
And there are several other planes that do have this. It is actually coexistent, meaning that they're very, very close. The shadow plane is a grim reflection, a warped reflection of the real plane. The ethereal plane also overlaps in parts with the prime. And then you did talk recently about fairy. There are parts where fairy overlaps with the prime as well. Souls, when they die, are supposed to go to like places of waiting to be judged, or even directly to their god's planes. You'd have to have a look at the artifact to figure out if it does extend into coexistent parts of planes.
Okay. We'd have to study. We need to study one of these things.
I really wish I had Widget here and not Sam, because he could contribute better to the brainstorming.
Good
So
roleplay.
if we know where they all are.
But we don't.
We don't know where they are. My next question is, how do we find out?
Why don't we find a guy? Well, why don't we find the guy who makes them?
Because he's likely not on this world.
They were these things were transported. They were heavily guarded. Sorry. These things were heavily guarded. You saw the number of mages around the arena. On the inside, there were many more. Not to mention the creature that was activating this box, this item. It looked like a mutated baby with tentacles.
What?
Okay, so, could you hand me the rock over there? Because we need to get the memory out of your brain.
Marty, int check or heal check. What the hell did I see?
Sorry, what are you talking
It was a small, like, baby thing with tentacles that was casting when the box was being moved. When Arlen was flying around, there was a box that was being moved, and this thing, this small thing.
Is that what you saw?
That's what I'm trying to remember.
How high were you when you saw this?
How high were you, Arlen? So fucking high.
It sounds. What was it like? You mean like a
It was
like a tumor?
It was a small thing, and it had a tentacle. That's what I fucking remember.
Okay.
In check?
Sure. The
Okay.
creature's robes were so big that it looked like there was a medium creature inside of voluminous robes of a large creature.
Oh, never mind.
You saw tendrils of magic. I don't know if that's what you mistook
Oh.
as tentacles.
Oh, sorry, my misunderstanding.
But yeah, you were far away, so give me an int check. Let's see if...
Mark,
And how about a heal check, maybe? Does that?
No.
there are bard spells to help with this.
I don't have those spells.
But we're in Magic Town. Go buy one.
Okay, you saw something horrible, and maybe your mind in your flight of fancy turned into nightmare, or flight of fancy turned into dangerous situation. Didn't quite remember it right. There was something weird and off-putting about the creature in the robes. Yes. Maybe you mistook some of the tendrils of magic for tentacles, and your mind just sort of filled in the rest.
Broken mind.
Were those tentacles? Oh, guys, get the fuck out of here! You know, that sort of thing, and yeah. Maybe they were tentacles.
Tropal scions is just falling from the sky. Everywhere. Oh my god. Baby gods. Fetus of God.
Witness testimony is the most unreliable of testimony. Good thing there's magic. Yeah, I think there's something called share memory.
There's share memory and modify memory, and both of them will help here immensely. Because one of the uses of modified memory is...
Okay, this is very dire. I probably won't sleep tonight, but what are we doing next? Do we just keep on going? Is there a box here? What happens if we die here? I don't want to end up in box. Well, you know I'll die. I'll be in pine box, but to be denied Bokab is pretty scary, actually.
Yeah.
You would not go to Cord's happy lifting gym in the sky.
Yeah, not good. That's why smash.
Well, hold on a second. The Evander just received their box. The Empire is still moving in on this area. In the west and in the north. They still haven't placed their boxes. I'm guessing.
We raised Samuel in Vaed, which is the next duchy over from Vadapol.
So where they were, perhaps
So,
if we were closer to the capital. I'm going to do sendings again tomorrow to try to understand more.
but didn't you say that they used the box to, like, win here? So this place had a box at some point.
No, no, it's the army had a box that when they fought 300 years ago.
One of my questions is how to identify if we're near the web. What does the web mean? The magic web, magic weave? I'm not sure.
Well, if you're creating, if there's a radius, not like a fireball, what have you.
Then there's a way to detect it.
So you think?
Perhaps there's some way to make a canary.
Arcane sight might do it. But surely someone would have seen it by now. There's enough wizards in Vadapol.
That's why maybe it's the other stuff that's in between the blanket.
Who else are we going to let know what we found? What we found out. The more people that know, the worse the secret will be kept.
Well, you have to be careful who you tell. Oh, does it? Is this the Empire's biggest mistake? Because they could even take their own citizens, their own followers of the Five-Faced God. What if they were to learn of this?
If the souls are going to the Five-Faced God,
What if it's not?
Ultimate. Again, conjecture. You don't know.
In the minimum, at the minimum, you will have gladiators in every city, in every town.
This could be enough to start an uprising.
Those things don't go well if you don't do them right. In fact, I've only seen them not go well.
Obviously.
Agreed.
I mean, I was in the box when when ours happened, and the box was pretty good.
Yeah, Sam was in the stockade, right, when his monastery fell.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, boys, but you need at least 6 levels.
6 for the people who are 9th. The people who are 7th, they're like,
Yeah.
what?
No, thank you.
With a mythic sprinkled on top,
yeah,
maybe?
legends. Someone, who are you gonna call? Fucking legends.
Like
So-
a disjunction is kind of the spell that you need.
Oh, by the way, Ahmed, I thought about something, and that cut from the air feat you took, thank
Yeah.
you for finding that. That'll make Altagar almost untouchable now. Just infinite attacks.
Yeah.
and
It was,
Yeah, now Midwick's guns, he can just block that.
and not failing, and rolling 1 doesn't mean you miss.
That's
So you
right,
actually
yeah.
have to beat his attack bonus at a minimum.
Oh, no.
Attack bonus
Oh,
equals
yeah.
AC now for ranged weapons.
Even touch. I'm already...
It's a great feat. It's a great feat.
The
Yeah,
power
well,
of the legend came it gives me nightmares. No, it's good. We will get back to it, but
The fights are so brutal.
oh, they are just so vicious.
They're just like, I'm doing 300 damage per swing, and
All right. So you guys
still
you guys have
standing.
discovered something. I didn't expect all the pieces to fall together pretty quickly, but they have, and now you don't know what to do about it. And I don't think there's anything you can do about it at this point.
Don't
Or is there?
die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Just live.
I have a, so, wait a sec. We now know a secret. And this secret
Yeah.
can cause an uprising. Because you said that like a bunch of times. And uprisings are bad. Because people get dead.
Correct.
So we know something that gets us dead. And being dead is bad because the secret says don't get dead.
You started off really good, Sam. Try to
Some
end this on a strong note.
some of us aren't very
Who else knows about this?
good at lying and like not telling the secrets.
Who else knows about this?
People in this room.
The general knows.
The general knows, or the general knows that we know? That you know?
General knows both. But the general has known for centuries by my guess.
Right, the fact that we now know.
I would stay away from the general, Arlen.
You will not like what you see.
So maybe some of us shouldn't know this stuff.
I was like, yeah, I shouldn't have fucking brought you guys in here.
That would involve killing you, says Evander. Something I'll gladly do
No.
if I can get away with it.
No, that won't be necessary. You can find scrolls to modify anyone who doesn't wish to know.
Nibbles is fine.
Mhm.
Nibbles has been healed. If you have no more business here, leave. We will conduct business as usual here. But we do need to speak soon again. I'll gather as much information as I can from my god. and try to find a way to identify where there might be gaps, where it's at least safe for us to fight.
But what happens if I get sold in a month?
Sold?
I don't have my fights. You said I needed 2 more fights. I fought the big fish, and you said the big fish doesn't count.
Yeah, here's the thing. At this point, we'll just leave and not come back.
What do you mean you'll leave? I mean, not that it's any of my business, but...
I'll apologize to the Countess and return her as much of her funds as I can, and say that, well, I'll just tell.
This sounds like the Smash. This sounds like the Smash plan.
I apologize,
No.
but
We would have never learned this if we did not pretend to be a ludus. If there is a box here in Terra's Lean, what excuse will we have to return here and snoop around?
we will stay here. I plan on staying
This
here.
place is under Imperium law. You're a slave.
Yes, but it's as close as I can get to where you will all be in the north. What is the range of your teleport?
900 miles.
Alright, perhaps I can go south then. I can go south a little bit. These hexes are how many miles?
60.
60?
Not that many miles. Not that many hexes.
So it's not that many hexes.
50.
So
big.
900 miles? So that's what? 10, 15, 16? Fuck, that's... Just fucking... Where's Vanderpool? Where the fuck are we?
Oh, you want the maps?
I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, you can get to Vanderpool to here in one teleport. Means you can make it to Vanderpool.
So, we need to look for a box. I need to get my fights.
We need to get you and Ugg and Edward these fights.
And it would look suspicious if we did not continue on our investigation as requested by the Countess and Camusford.
Is the Countess... does Arlen know what the Countess prays to? I assume the Five-Faced God.
You don't... You traveled with her for a long time. She
Yes.
probably worships the Five-Faced God. She's Imperial, yes? She seemed open to receiving spells from you. Didn't make her a very good worshipper, but...
And she accepts the fact that her granddaughter does not worship the Five-Faced God.
She's pragmatic.
Keep everything as is. Try to collect as much information, be as safe as possible. But we should at least try to figure out a way to deliver a message to the other Ludi, to the other gladiators, to the other ones spilling their blood.
And then what?
Then we die.
Have a way to deliver the message if we can, if we have to. A quick way. I do not know how to do this yet, but we should figure out a way to do it. If we need to. If we have to escape, they will find us and kill us. If we have to escape, and gladiators all over are rising, we will be fine. Do not kill anyone if you can avoid it.
I'm confused about what I'm supposed to be doing.
Fighting. We're going to fight. It's all right. Nothing
Continue
really
the
changed.
fight.
Hey, we
Continue
get to fight on the waterfall or whatever. What matches exactly did you sign us up for?
Non-lethal fights.
Yes, but particular. What am I getting ready for?
So, Sam, you have your platform ring match. Arlen,
Literally jump through a few hoops. That doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah.
Arlen, Edward, you'll be fighting a large elemental, either wind or water.
Which one's worse?
Knowledge nature.
Yeah.
A sec. Edward, you have the fly spell.
I do, but I think air elemental might be able to outrun me.
You're not going to be running. I just need to make sure that you can keep yourself flying. Knowledge Natorb. God damn it, I don't have it. Planes? Knowledge planes?
Yep.
$29 from Sam.
Okay,
14.
well, you know that... Well, yeah, elementals are big and scary with the 14. Both water
29 from Sam.
are outsiders. 29 from Sam. Yeah, air elementals create whirlwinds, or sorry, tornadoes, and water elementals create whirlpools.
They both spin in a circle and they catch you up, and if you can't fly, it's really bad for like the air ones.
You attack
And
them when you're inside.
The whirlpool, like it'll drown you, it'll like spin the water in a circle and suck you down. They both trap you. I mean, one's airplane, one's water plane.
So, Edward elbows you. So they both suck, eh?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Edward, do you know the spell Freedom of Movement?
I do not, Arlen. I am not that sort of,
Right.
He eventually will be, but he's not that high level.
I know, fly and invisibility purge.
Alright. We do not know exactly which one we will be fighting, but I can press to find out that information.
I could dispel their fly magics. I have dispel magic.
They could also dispel yours.
You can't. It is a creature that flies, so it's not like the.
No, but I mean for the other match that I heard, you dispel the guy, he falls down and he loses.
I have items that will help in our next match, in the match where there's flying and falling.
Okay, so that is 2 match. What are the others?
The last match is with the 3 of you, and it is against 3 gladiators of the same rank as you.
Excellent, c'est bon, oui.
And under
So
no
we-
circumstances are you to try to win if you're injured to a severe level. You surrender.
Okay.
You understand why.
Are we supposed to lose?
No, try to win. But I prefer having Sam, Edward, and Ugg than talents.
Yeah, all right. So that's
So don't die.
2 fights for Sam, 2 fights for me and Edward.
That's right. What we'll do is recruit more gladiators for next season.
What about the 2 empty slots? Is Nibbles going to go into that?
Nibbles and Grizaak. They've already completed the 3 fights for the season.
You hear that, Nibbles? You are part of our gladiatorial ludus now. You're a main gladiator.
Oh, yes, Nemo's good at smashing.
Don't worry, you've already completed your fights. You're going to be leaving shortly, actually. Yeah,
Maybe
it's not back.
Nibbles can be the guy who smashed the box with his big ass X.
Yes,
I'm-
Nemo's good at smashing.
See, he was a smash.
All right. You four, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. You four be on your way, be safe.
Yeah, so that night you guys spend uneasily in the place. For next morning, 2 things need to happen, which is the restoration spell on Nibbles, and then the teleportation back to the lonely campsite at the on the Windswept Plateau.
They have to leave first, and then
Damian has a meeting. He doesn't quite notice that all the people were back until later, and sort of missed out on that conversation because he had a meeting with the judges. First, I guess, a meeting with the arbiter. Or did you just send a note saying you guys...
He sends a note.
Okay, and it said no?
And it is a no with a counter offer of 23 talents that we'll accept from the church.
Okay, so he's your counter offer, and...
Means you pay us the 23.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are waiting outside the courthouse. You can see that the elf Aelemon is there. He stops when he sees you. Do you honestly think that that the bereaved family of a goodly priest of Sashalis is going to pay the murder?
First of all, I don't think he's a goodly priest. And I'm going to show that in court. Secondly, I don't really expect the family to pay. It's the church who's got the money. This is, of course, after I prove Roger's innocence.
You mean the slave?
Yes, the slave. Roger is his name, yes.
You realize that the Imperial Court doesn't care about innocence or guilt of slaves. He is property that did damage to a subject.
A subject that was attempting to destroy the property of Lady Opal.
I'm going to mute.
Property.
Not unlike a guard dog attacking an attacker.
You must give something to the bereaved and egregiously attacked party, to their family.
Our sincere condolences.
There must be some monetary value attached to this.
2 talents to the widow.
2. We were asking for 23. I can go as low as 15. For the widow and their 2 children.
Do you honestly care about this widow? Sense motive. I want to know what the answer is. $31.
He's actually not bad at bluffing. He's a lawyer type.
He's decent.
31, which is the DC, so... not especially.
So... let's not pretend you care if the widow gets what she wants. Because you don't, any more than I do. We're just both representing this is all just business for us. Fact is, I can prove, and the testimony will vouch, that Roger was defending
The slave.
the rest of the ludus. The slave was defending the rest of the ludus from someone who is attempting to damage property.
Water
Who did,
elementals are sometimes...
in fact, who did, in fact, damage property, and he cast a spell for which he is responsible. That is case law, and you know that damn well.
He would not have received a death sentence for damaging a slave during a practice routine.
He was attempting to kill a slave.
Really? Elementals of that
think
size
the
are
evidence-
sometimes summoned during children's birthday parties.
They're not summoned to kill anyone. I can summon a dog. Dogs, I'm pretty sure, are quite vicious and used to kill things, aren't they?
Your argument rests on
Oh.
what ifs. There was no death or damage to your gladiators. And the fugitive is on the run. In fact, the judges may very well require, under the law, for you to pay for a bounty hunter to seek down and meet justice upon this slave. That is the
Well,
likely
you-
outcome of this.
The one your mob chased away? I don't think so.
You have very peculiar ideas about the law, Damian. But I see your point. $10 talents, and you'll put up a 5-talent bounty for this slave.
Five talents and we'll get him ourselves. Or at least evidence of his death.
It will be a tough sell to the widow, but not to drag this silliness before our respected magisters. I agree.
He puts forth his hand for a handshake.
Yeah, he shakes your hand.
Well played, sir. Well played.
You as well.
I'll draw up the paperwork and send it to your office.
Does Damian have the goal of fucking around with the paperwork?
No, he doesn't.
Is this a Damian
No.
contract thing? Because
It's one of those, like, it's going to be,
I
we'll
would need
accept
a-
5 talents.
Yeah, exactly. In this
No, he's
convoluted
not
sort of.
He's not. He's not going to do that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he's
Because
not
that would
gonna- he's
require
gonna
a
draw it
bluff
up
check at
upward.
this point.
No,
Damian's like
no.
eager about doing the paperwork.
I will do the paperwork, and yes, we will accept a mere 5 talents.
I'll bring it by. Perhaps we can do lunch tomorrow.
No, that
Yes.
that church is going to get screwed over by the Imperium.
We do have an appointment with the magisters. I will let you explain to them the compromise that we have come to.
Well, very well. Thank you.
5 talents is enough for, well, a decent burial, or perhaps a diamond.
Unless they're in the web. Agreed.
Okay, you soon find yourselves standing before these judges. They're at this really high bench, and they each have their own kind of seat in this arced bench. You're kind of staring up at them while they're in their positions of power. This is a very, very Imperium type setup that they have here. They seem to be shuffling through papers. The two of you are just kind of waiting politely for them to be ready. Dr. Sophie Elder smiles slightly at Damian.
Damien gives her a nod.
The senior judge magister is the guy with the weird name, Matajonge, which is actually a Dutch name, is where I found it in a random name generator. I thought it was cool. The magistrate Desmond Dietrich is his second, and the third is basically there probably to break any ties or something like that. So, are we going to trial, or have the two of you been able to work this out?
We've come to an agreement, magistrates. The defendants agreed to pay 5 talents and guarantee the capture or death of this Roger, or proof thereof.
5 talents, says the magistrate. The original discussions, you were speaking about 25, Ailmon. Has something transpired? No, Damian was rather convincing as to the chaos that was going on at the time. I'd rather not have this besmirch the family or the priest, the victim's reputation. While there was violence, gladiatorial arenas often breed such. 5 will do. Plus, the apprehension of this criminal. As I understand, he is quite dangerous. It would save our trackers the blood to do so, even though I suspect that many would want to. So I suppose you're also asking for a license to hunt down this fugitive? Yeah?
Well, technically, Your Honor, he is still the property of the Ludus, so they maintain the right to reclaim their property.
I believe that
He will be handed.
This license will give you certain rights while chasing down this fugitive. Without such, you may fall underneath trespass laws, and we wouldn't want to make more of a mess of these things.
Of course, Your Honor. Magistrate, you're right.
Yeah, I suppose I will be able to make the meeting later today. Oh yes, it will be quite a I hear we'll be voting, and they're now talking about something that has nothing to do with the case. If there's anything else that wants to be said before this court of law in the land?
Damian has nothing to add?
Nothing more to add, revered magistrates. Well, then it is settled. Please draft up the paperwork and have the temporary bounty hunter's license issued to Damian and whomever he deems fit will do this deed to track down this criminal.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I do have one question. Is this man a former soldier?
Believe he may have been. I'm not entirely familiar with the man's history.
Ah, it's a shame. A shame to see those who spill their blood on our behalf falling so low.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah, I suppose not every man is cut from the same cloth. Not every man can be a hero. Yes, praise to the undying emperor. Praise, and they all say praise. Ailman says praise.
Praise. Highest praises.
Okay, the judges dismiss you, and well played, Damian. I see that the defense of simply being irrational, striking fear into those around you, pulling out unexpected things. That letter to your archbishop, that would have been quite interesting.
Yes, it certainly would have been.
That's a bluff check.
36.
And there you go.
Yes, I look forward to seeing your gladiators fight. If they fight half as well as you negotiate, then we will have a very entertaining afternoon.
Some of them have very unique styles. You might very well be entertained. Perhaps I'll see you there, if I have the paperwork by then.
Yes, of course. How long before we should receive such payment?
I shall speak to my clients. I don't expect it should be more, possibly by the end of the day.
Oh, efficient. Very well. good day to you, Lieutenant.
Likewise. Damian goes and finds Arlen.
Okay. You search for a while. You're like, where is everyone? And you knock on a bunch of the doors.
This is ridiculous.
It's a big palace, but all of them are gone. You know.
Starts asking around. If you
Yeah, and the servants and things point you back towards the suites.
Okay.
And they said, one of them actually said your companions came back early.
Okay. He's gonna just open Arlen's door.
Yeah, Arlen's not there.
Just gonna check all the rooms.
Okay, there's one door where the door doesn't open. It's the room where Edward and Widget were staying, the one that was cloaked with magic.
He knocks on the door.
Okay, there's a knock at the door where you guys are talking about
Conspiracy.
conspiracies and boxes with souls and
Uprisings.
uprisings. Yeah, exactly.
What do I say?
You should shut the fuck up and don't say anything.
All
You
right.
leave. You just leave if you have to.
The door opens. It's like that dark field.
Yeah. Lieutenant. Right, stick my head up. Lieutenant. Well, actually, I roll out.
Yeah, so the chair kind of rolls out as you're like taking a half step in. It's kind of awkward.
There you are. Come on in.
He comes in.
Okay, you see everyone standing around.
Yeah, just
Sam's not making eye contact.
Ugg and Sam, you guys.
What's
you guys?
going on here?
Ugg, Sam, Edward. Yeah.
Give me a sense
nothing,
motive, dude.
nothing else.
And there's a bunch of bluffs that need to happen. Sam's staring at the roof.
34 on his sense
Oh
motive.
no! Okay, so Arlen's trying to shuffle Ugg and Sam and Edward out because he doesn't want them to answer the question that you just posed. There's serious, gloomy faces on the rest of them that are there, and Arlen, there was a bit of, or a lot of nervousness in his voice when they're hatching something. Something is being hatched, and they don't want you to know.
I gotta go. Need a.
Yeah, we gotta practice for our fights.
Yeah. It's a hoop one. Gotta get through the
Shut
hoops.
the fuck up and leave.
Try not to murder anyone, right?
That's the plan. So,
Yeah.
Ugg never laughs at your jokes.
these he points at Zita, Evander, and the other guys. They were ambushed by some ghosts and ghouls last night. I just
Someone die?
no. Nibbles was injured. I had to cast some spells on him. That's why they returned. Yeah, no, whatever the business is.
Then
And
why so
then,
calm?
How many attacked you last night again? I believe it's a sight to see. Sight not to see. But anyway,
Mark, you're currently playing 3 of the 5 characters in the room. Enjoy.
Yes. It was
handle
quite upsetting. Oh, it's very, very scary. Very scary. Nibbles very, very scared. Scared. Yes, I was quite. Yeah, she could probably be his.
And Radamer's good at bluffing now.
Yeah. Zita does not pull off her lie. I was just quite distraught seeing so many undead of my people, and
Nibbles
roll
got
as well,
injured by an energy a negative energy attack.
Oh, stop it.
Radamer,
All of you.
Radamer's not looking at you and kind of just staring off into space.
Arlen's is like,
He's trying to hide whatever it is behind.
I am so glad right now I decided not to go to trial, because you're all terrible liars.
I know. You're an excellent pick by the Countess, and I really appreciate everything you're doing for us.
Yes,
Question:
Is that true? Is that true?
Right now.
How did the conversation with the arbiter go?
Well, as ways to change the subject goes, very good. Open your books. I talked him down to 5 talents.
All right, give me
And you have
give me
to
an
hunt
hour or
down.
so.
And you have to hunt out Roger.
Excuse me. His wheels are on. Goes, fuck, and wheels are like there's like another 180. Find Roger, you say?
Hunt him down, capture him, kill him, whatever.
Well, looks like we're gonna be traveling again next season.
Well, there was no agreed upon time limit.
No, I do prefer to have Roger here. What will
Evander
will
just
be his?
looks at Zita and like, then doesn't say anything. He's just
Yeah, you. I mean, if you guys have no other business here, it's just you. I mean, he's healed. Just take off. Communicate when you need, and we'll prepare any supplies that you need as planned. And just call us when you need us.
We will leave in the morning.
Of course.
Yes, I have to recuperate my spells after a short reverie. That should be doable.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, your apartment has not been touched. Oh, by the way, Marty, Arlen...
Arlen's still being nervous.
No.
Because Damian's still staring at him.
Reading all of his tells.
Right.
Silence is golden. Exactly, Bonfire.
What is the charge against Roger? When we do find him?
Technically, it's not a charge, because Roger is property.
So what would happen to Roger once we find him?
Well, likely not unlike a vicious dog that's known for attacking. The judges would likely have him put down, or you can kill him yourself. I also hear there's magic that can alter the appearance of corpses, but
He'd either be put to death
you didn't hear that from me.
or become condemned.
Yes, he very well may become condemned.
What proof of a corpse is required?
An ear, perhaps. A head usually is preferable. You can identify.
Do they use speak with dead? Or what are the proceedings? Because Roger does not deserve to go to be put to death.
Well, it's up to you. But if you do capture him alive, it's likely he'll be brought before judges. I could still, at that point, make an argument in his defense, despite the fact you've agreed to pay damages.
Yeah, at that point, he would appear before a judge for sentencing. There wouldn't really be a trial. Like, he's already been
All right.
declared a
Thank you.
fugitive. Yeah.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Looks like we'll have to find a way to keep Roger alive after we find him.
It's called magic.
I'll look into it. Radamer,
Radamer kind of went...
Radamer, could you think of ways that you could...
He made a suspicious, like, to that particular comment, he made a suspicious face. Like,
No. No, Radamer.
Well, you didn't catch it. It's Damian that did. Something about that specific comment. Well, we've got magic, and you were talking about like
He needs to be dead.
yeah.
There's different types of dead. There's deads that still shoot crossbows.
Yeah. So, Radamer, if you can think of a way, not your way, a way, through your magics, provide some sort of proof, convincing enough, that will leave Roger mostly intact.
If you presented me an ear, I'd be able to cast blood biography and figure out where the ear came from and how it was removed.
Yes, I'm familiar with that spell.
If you gave me a corpse, I would try to speak with it.
Yes, but certain costs involved, and it's difficult to say. If they don't trust you to do it, then they will likely cast these spells. If they trust that you'll do as you've agreed, and at this point I don't see why not, they'll likely just toss the head in the trash and say thank you very much. Or ear, or...
Agreed. At that point, it would be the person vouching for the capture.
I will ponder this problem.
I am going to return to my room to pray.
Waits for Radamer to leave.
Radamer's, while he's a religious person, you don't think he's praying for his spells. That happens in the morning.
Mm-hmm. He waits for Radamer to leave.
Yep.
And then closes the door.
Okay?
Would anyone care to tell me what is going on?
It's nothing of consequence, really.
It's nothing the attorney needs to know.
No, it does not concern anything that has to do with the gladiators. It does not have anything to do with the trials. It does not have anything to do with it. Nothing that will affect you as being representative of the Countess.
Mark is not going to call for a bluff check for that. Alright, well.
Yeah, Damian can just let it drop.
Arlen still looks like he has looked for the last few days, few weeks. Fuck.
Damian has decided to wait for these people to get really drunk and then he'll ask again. Because they do it all the time.
Yeah, whatever it is, it had them all in a room discussing something. And it didn't seem to be the trial.
Yeah, so Arlen will go and start counting 5 talents.
Okay, that takes 30 seconds.
Alright.
Alright.
Thank you.
So out is 5, and this is summer payment for Roger's aim.
Okay.
Damian's getting better at this, I think. He's down to 5 talents for killing a subject now. Soon I will be getting us paid for killing citizens.
Yeah, that was you definitely whittled away. It's kind of funny that the adventuring party has a lawyer. You know all the shit that we got ourselves into? Don't worry about it.
I know the guy. I know this guy.
What's funny is that the mostly good party needs a lawyer.
Well, this is kind of a dark place. It's not a happy world. And I like your comments tonight about how creepier the Imperium got.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they're bad. They have slavery. Blah blah blah. Oh, they're stealing the souls of worshippers.
Everybody, jeez.
Everybody. They're playing the game at the game of souls.
Yeah.
That's some fucked up shit.
Yeah, Damian will go back to his room, draw up the paperwork, have Arlen sign where he needs to sign, and bring the paperwork and the talents over to what's his name?
Yeah, you close all of that up. I think
Yeah.
the next game will be the group returning to the other group, and then reaching Belheim. That was the random encounter along the road. Yes, I air quoted random. So reaching Belheim will be fun, because Belheim does not look like Belheim did 300 years in the past. And then the fights along the waterfalls. I think that's next game.
Yeah, it's 3 fights.
Cool. Good stuff. We need a name for this game.
Don't die.
Oh,
Or the Emperor's treasure.
The Emperor's dirty secret.
Soul filter. Soul magnet.
There was... what did I
Fuck
say?
your afterlife.
With just the box.
This was... what did we do? We did all the meeting with the lawyers.
Mm-hmm. And there was the like luncheon
Yep.
with everyone.
Yep.
Then there was the fight with the undead.
Something about returning. The general secret.
Weapons of war. The God box.
The god. You uncovered a big secret tonight, so that was not revelations. It's epiphany.
Speaking with what's his name? The dragon.
Taking away the god souls that feed on us, weakening them. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very slow ploy.
But if you're killing a god, it's probably best to injure it than get it out and wait for it to die.
Okay, cool. I think it'll have to be do something with Epiphany. I'll play around with that. I like the God box too, but I think that one we should save for when you actually like see a box or smash a
Okay.
box or